Welcome into this week's edition of the Rams Roundup on Bohoshi Field as the Fordham softball team getting set to travel down to the Atlantic 10 Championship in Washington, D.C. Drew Casey with head coach Bridget Orchard. And, Coach, you guys win the A-10 regular season title. What does that mean to the program here?
It's nice, but I think right now we're really focused on the A-10 tournament championship. It is a great accomplishment for the players and for the program itself to get the regular season, but we really kind of focused on the A-10s this weekend.
So you guys sweep George Mason. Game number one, let's start there. 4-0 down late in the game at Bohoshi Field, and everyone, at least up top, kind of has the feeling something's going to happen because the game's at home. It's late in the season. Sydney Canessa hits the grand slam. Ali Vergona hits the two-run homer, which eventually is the winner. What goes through your head? What is it about this team? It just seems that they're so resilient.
Yeah, they absolutely are. I don't know either. I think that they believe, I think, in themselves. They believe in each other, and they seem to really, when they get down, they don't panic, and they don't really seem to get too disappointed about it. I think they know that they're going to come back and they're going to find a way to win, which is we've been doing in the past. So I think in their minds, they thought, okay, we're going to come back, just need to get a couple people on. Obviously, Sid come up with a big home run. Now we're going to come up with a big home run. And as I told them after the games, I feel like it's a different person all the time stepping up, which is nice for our program. So it's not like the same person has to be up. So no matter where we're at in our lineup, that person can be the hero that day, and it's been happening. So it's been nice.
Game two, you go with Rachel Gillen. You told me before the game, 3-4 innings from Rachel, depending on how she's feeling. She apparently was feeling really well and goes the complete game and gets the shutout, and you guys win 7-0. How pleased are you with that performance, and how happy are you to see her back in the circle?
Oh, it's awesome. It's been great. And I kept asking her, it was like the fourth, fifth inning, how do you, and she wanted nothing to do with coming out of that game. So we knew she wasn't coming out. She said, no, I got it. So I think she was feeling good, and she was throwing on. I think that was big for her coming in even to day two, knowing that first time on the mound, getting out there with tape on her hand and kind of getting through all the drama and being able to shut them out, I think was big for her. But I think, like I said before, the bigger the game, the better she plays, and I think that was good for her to kind of get that under her belt.
Drew Casey here with head coach Bridget Orchard on this week's Rams Roundup before the A-10 Championship down in D.C. Coach, let's get into Sunday. You guys need a win, and you get the number one seed. Or if you get a result elsewhere, you might know in the middle of the game, and that happens. It was told to you, as I understand it, that you guys were the one seed because Dayton had lost. Do you tell the team?
No, we didn't. And I actually didn't even know that. Even Ryan came down and told us, but I wasn't exactly 100% sure, so I wanted to make sure that we won the game. Because even though he said, yeah, they lost, you're number one, I was still kind of not sure. I'm like, are you sure? Let's just make sure we win this no matter what. So we didn't say anything to the team. We didn't want them to know. We definitely wanted momentum going in as well. My assistants were big on, we have to win this game going into the A-10s just to have the momentum, to have the confidence. So we didn't want to lose that game. But at the same time, I also wanted to make sure 100% that we won it. We didn't backdoor in to win the regular season. I want to make sure that we earned it and we didn't necessarily have to get the help from somebody else.
So again, it's a comeback. You guys are down 3-1 when that news becomes quote-unquote official, even though you guys didn't know or weren't really worried about that. But again, this game, you guys get a couple of runs. I think it was 4 runs in the fourth. A bunch of different people started really throughout the entire lineup. Is it just another case of somebody different stepping up again?
Yeah, it's been really weird this year, but it's been great. But that's what it really is. I think, Caitlin Winokur, one of our seniors, going to hit in a double. But Lauren Quent's hitting the double first. Think about it, her first double. Then that's our 7 and 8 batters. Peaker's getting in, hits the doubles. You wouldn't expect that out of them that down low in the order. They get on, and then we score on 2 sacked flies that are like in foul territory, not very far, shallow fly balls. So we have 2 fast runners, Sydney and Amy score on those. So they're kind of unique runs that we got, and we got them in unique different ways. So I think that was just one of those things where anybody can do anything at a time. And being down, we weren't as worried. We were getting runners on, we just weren't scoring them. So I think they knew they were going to break through eventually.
Last 2 things, the A-10 Championship. Fordham has won 3 consecutive A-10 titles and then got on to the NCAA tournament. Is there any added pressure looking for a 4th consecutive?
No, I don't think so. I think the girls, their mindset coming in is that's the postseason. They want to get the NCAAs. They want to get there. They want to win the tournament. I think they know they're trying to separate it from other years, even though some girls that obviously have been here all the way through. Our seniors being their 4th time. So I'm sure for them, they really want it, but I don't think it's pressure. I think it's more excitement.
Last thing, exactly. What are some of the things that this team needs to do to put their best foot forward and give themselves and the program the best chance to win that 4th straight title?
I think the biggest thing is just doing it like we've always done it. I mean, it's easier said than done, but I think they need to just stay focused, play like every other game they're playing. I told them before, I think we have the most talent, but unfortunately the most talent doesn't always win, so they also know that as well, that they need to play hard and not mistakes. We have to have good pitching, we have to have timely hitting, and we just really stay focused and play our game. But I don't think we need to play above ourselves. We just need to make sure we play our game. We should be okay.
Coach, thanks so much, and best of luck at the A10.
Thank you.
Back here on the second part of this week's Rams Roundup at Bohoshi Field before the Fordham softball team heads down to Washington, D.C. for the A10 championship this week, and we're joined by Rachel Gillen. And Rachel, how good is it to get back on the field this past weekend?
It was awesome. It was great to get back out there and try to help the team as much as I could.
In terms of winning the regular season championship, a lot of things had to go your way, and they all did. You guys took care of business against George Mason. UMass helped you out, beating Dayton not twice but 3 times. How, what does it mean to this team to win the regular season title?
It's huge. It is. Obviously, our only goal is really to win the tournament, get to NCAAs, but winning the title of regular season, it's kind of just a momentum builder. It really gives us a little bit more confidence.
The George Mason game on Saturday, guys go down 4-0, up top, doing the game. It almost seemed like something is going to happen here at Bohoshi Field. You guys are going to come back. Canessa ties it with the grand slam. Vergona hits the 2-run homer in the 6th to go ahead, and you guys win 6-5. And you get the save. We'll get to that and the theatrics around that in a little bit. But what is it about this team? You unfortunately were on the sideline, but we were watching the team do some crazy things this last month.
Yeah, I think it's just once we get to A10 ball, we kind of know what we can do, and we know that winning is just the everyday thing for us. So even when we do go down, no one really gets down. Everyone stays up. Everyone has confidence in ourselves, and we know people like Sid are going to hit grand slams. Allie's going to come up huge with a 2-run bomb. So we just know things like that are going to happen.
And then later in that game, in the 7th inning, you get your first career save. But before you can do that, from what we could tell, it was some sort of tape delay with, I think it was 5 meetings between umpires and coaches. And after it, you were extremely fired up. But what's going through your mind through that? It almost seemed like a 10-minute delay.
It was long. It definitely was long. Obviously, it has to be neutral colored tape, and it's clearly in the rule book. Bridget had the rule book out there with the umpires, with the George Mason coach. So we knew there was a chance that was going to happen. It was just kind of a matter of time whether that coach wanted to bring it up, wanted to start that kind of battle. But it didn't. Obviously, I didn't let it affect me. The team didn't let it affect them. It was just a little break, a little breather for us, I guess.
You guys get the win, and then in between games, it's senior day, and you're honored with your parents and the team, and roses and necklaces and all things of that nature. What is that experience like to not wrap your career, but as you come down to the final stages?
No, it was fun. It was really fun to have that last experience here on Bohoshi and have everybody here. Tons of friends were in the stands, and like you said, my parents were here, all the team. It's a fun experience going through that the past few years, watching the older girls do it. It was fun to finally get to experience it myself.
Casey with Rachel Gillen here on the Rams Roundup at Bohoshi Field, and Rachel, then you go to game 2, and you're back out there for the start, and Coach said before the game that Rachel in the second game throw 4 innings. But okay, let's go to the complete game and throw a shutout like nothing after over a month. What's going through your mind going into that game and as you progress and continue to get these George Mason hitters out?
Yeah, we were kind of expecting not to go the full game, but it was fully based on how I felt. And once I kind of got going, and really I have to take it one pitch at a time at this point with my thumb, with being, like you said, being out for so long. So it's really focusing in on each pitch, and it just kind of rolled through, and Bridget and I just kind of decided to leave me out there.
And on Sunday, the situation is you guys win and you're into the A10 tournament, and also you could back in if Dayton loses and you guys still lose as well. Did you guys know that Dayton had lost while you guys were playing in the 3rd inning and were trailing to George Mason?
A couple of people did mention it right around the dugout, right around the sidebar dugout where people stand. Someone had mentioned it, but we kind of tried to keep it on the down low because we knew we needed to win this game regardless. We didn't want to go into the A10s on a loss, so we were focused on ourselves.
Now going into the A10 tournament, you guys are the 1 seed. You get the winner of 4-5. It's going to be St. Joe's or St. Louis on Thursday at noon. What's the overall key for you guys to get it done? It would be 4 in a row for the Fordham Rams.
I really think it's just to keep our game, keep rolling with what we have right now. I think we know what we can do, and we know the potential that we have, and if we just relax, don't get too high, don't get too low, don't really overthink anything, just go out and play our game, we'll kind of roll through like we usually do.
Rachel, thanks so much, and best of luck in D.C.
Thank you.
That'll do it for this week's edition of the Rams Roundup here at Bohoshi Field. Thanks to Bridget Orchard and Rachel Gillen for spending some time before the team heads down to the A10 championship. Their first action will come your way on Thursday at 12 o'clock noon against the winner of St. Joe's and St. Louis. That game on Wednesday. Stay up to date with FordhamSports.com for further information. All games can be live streamed on the Atlantic 10 website. That's Atlantic10.com. For Drew Casey and the Rams Roundup, signing off from Bohoshi Field.